A lot of brand owners first make this mistake when they start a brand because they focus too much on selling clothing, whether it's t-shirts, hoodies, pants, hats, but there's a big category of items that you're missing out on. That's right, today I'm going to be talking about accessories. Accessories are a great way for your brand to have a little bit more personality than just a bunch of shirts and hoodies. Also, it's really fun to design and make. Accessories can range anywhere from bottle openers, keychains, stickers, literally anything you can think of. And I think that is what's cool about accessories, is you can really just do whatever the hell you want, and if it hits with your audience, then it's gonna be one of your best sellers. Today, accessories is the main topic, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this was because one of my new items, this industrial keychain, has been one of my best sellers for the last 2 months, and I thought it might be time to kind of share with you all the strategy behind why I designed this, how I designed it, how accessories can help you boost your brand's image as well as order value, and also how to get into it so that if you're not sure how to start, you at least have some way to get started. This industrial keychain was designed because if y'all have ever seen those remove before flight keychains on like Alpha Industry jackets or on a plane, you see these tags everywhere. But that kind of inspired me to start this because when you're a DJ, a lot of people forget their USB. And I actually had one instance when my homie forgot our USB after a show and I had to remake the track. No trace. But that made me think, hey, what if I had a USB tag for people to carry around when they DJ? And that way it's a little bit more universal. A lot of you probably already know this by now, but I do focus a lot on house music and techno stuff, but this item has no genres, so it's a little bit more geared towards the general public, and that way I have a bigger audience to hit this with, and I don't have to worry too much about being too hyper focused on a specific niche. But that's one of the beauties about accessories, is you just don't know how it's gonna hit. So when I first made this, it actually sat on my hard drive for a pretty long time, and I thought, damn, do I even want to really make this? Because to be honest, this didn't take too long to put together. I mean, I just took some mock-ups, put some text, and I just called it a day. Versus some shirt designs, I spend hours working on it, sometimes weeks, and then I sell like 1 or 2 shirts. So at the same time, my commitment wasn't that high, and I also wasn't sure if I should sell it, but I was trying to think, how can I do something different with my brand that I haven't been doing before? I've done jackets, I've done hats, I've done keychains last year, but I haven't really revisited keychains because I just didn't have the time to think about it. But I put this keychain online, and surprisingly, it actually did really good right off the gate. A lot of the items that I sell sometimes do sit for like a week or 2 before people even buy it, but the keychains were a hit from the start, and I did it in 2 colorways, red and black, because red being a shout out to the OG Alpha Industries or airplane style key tag, and the black just because everyone likes black stuff. It's a lot easier to buy, to wear, to match. People don't think much about it. So that being said, this keychain has been one of my best sellers, surprisingly. Even though when I sell this, obviously my revenue is lower, but my profit on these accessories almost hits the same as my shirts, which is kind of crazy to think about. So let's say I sell one of these keychains for $15, and then I sell one of my shirts for $45. The keychains cost less than $5 to make one. Versus the shirts, my shirts can cost anywhere up to like 20 something dollars. So you do the math, margin wise, the keychains are significantly better and higher margin percentage wise. And the shirts, even though I love making clothing, there is significantly more risk for me to carry shirts and hold inventory, especially when LA Apparel starts adding up when you have more than like 50 to 70 shirts. So that being said, the keychain was a good way for me to kind of break the cycle and try something different. Another advantage with accessories is it doesn't have sizing, so you don't have to worry about small, medium, large, extra large. Do I need to get a 4XL? You just get one size fits all for the most part, and you just stock it up basically. And these keychains are so small that I could put like 200 of these in a cabinet, versus the shirts can only be stocked like 10 to 15 at a time. So that's also why I don't hold any stock at home, is because this just takes way too much space, and I try to keep my place looking less and less like a warehouse as much as I can. Another advantage with accessories is because people aren't as picky about buying a random trinket or keychain as much as they are to picking out a shirt that they like. It's a little bit easier to get a customer to convert, because when someone buys a shirt online, they got to do the research on the company, they got to make sure that the shirt's good, they got to do a size check. There's too many steps. versus this keychain, for example. You just look at it, you like it, you buy it. 15 bucks plus shipping. Your risk is significantly lower than spending a little bit more for a shirt that you might not even like wearing. So that's another way to think about it. Is it's a great intro for a new customer to enter into your brand. Later on, you can send an email to see if they're interested in buying your clothing. And this is also another topic I can cover, but having email automations, having abandoned checkout notifications, and all the email stuff dialed in is really important, because that way you don't lose a customer once they come to your website. And bringing customers to your website is one of the hardest things to do, especially if you're only doing organic marketing. With paid ads, it's a little bit easier, but then you're also casting a net on a wider range of people. So even if you have 100 people on your website, maybe only 1 or 2 people actually purchase. With accessories, it's kind of a hit or miss. There's a lot of sites online that do provide this service in America, but the best way to probably do this is hit up Alibaba or go to trade shows like Magic Sourcing and try and see what people are making out there. I found my supplier because they're interested in making clothing for me, but I didn't really want to do clothing with them. I just said, yo, can you guys make keychains? And most of the time, these vendors are able to do other things because they have a lead that they can kind of middleman the service with. So that's a good way to find an accessories provider, is you can reach out to a clothing manufacturer and see if they also do accessories, because most of the time there is overlap. One last thing that I wanted to mention is it's a great way to boost your AOV, or average order value, because let's say someone puts a shirt in the cart and I do a push of a keychain, they get $5 off. So yes, I make $5 less on the keychain, but I'm pushing a sale for a total of, let's say the shirt was 40 bucks. So 40 plus 10, 50 bucks plus shipping, versus without the keychain, it would have just been a $40 order. And this is a good way to start padding up your bottom line, because your margin is also a lot bigger on the keychain, that you can kind of play with it a little bit more. And some other strategy is you can do a giveaway with it. You can make it a free gift with purchase. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do to make your customer happy. And I think that's why accessories are really awesome. Obviously, it depends on what the item is. Like, this keychain worked out for me, but there's a lot of premium accessories. Like Supreme is, I think, the GOAT for accessories. Like, I don't know any other company that does it like how they do. I mean, their collaborations and accessories are just crazy. You got like kayaks, you got bikes, you got trailers. There's just so much stuff. Like, I wish I could do something like that one day, even though I know it's probably never gonna happen, but just to imagine, like, one day I can collab with like Pioneer to do some custom CDJs. I don't know, just throwing that out there. Obviously this is like a pipe dream, but stuff like that, that's something that gets me excited, and also looks really dope when it's done well, because customers are used to seeing an item a certain way, but when you put your own twist to it, they're like, oh shit, like now I can relate to the item more, and it's practical as well, so I can already see how I'm supposed to use it in my day-to-day life. One last note about accessories is, if it really hits with your customers, like, it can really go viral with anyone, because you kind of tap that market of, it's not just people who like clothing, but it's just a more general group of people. And I think that's really powerful, because with apparel, you kind of have to niche down a lot stronger, meaning that if you sell an oversized streetwear type shirt to someone, that shirt might not hit with the same audience that wants a soft shirt that they can wear to sleep. Versus an accessory like this keychain, like, anyone can buy. It doesn't matter what age you are, where you're from, who you are. Like, it's just a keychain that people can use. You can use it for anything, which makes it versatile. And that's kind of how you want to think about these accessories, is like, can anyone in the world use this, and will anyone be happy with it at the price point that it's sold at? Because the last thing you want to do is overprice an accessory and people are like, this is a waste of money. So let's try to prevent that from happening. That's about it for today's discussion on accessories. What you all think about what I said, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because it helps me a ton. I'm almost at 2,000 as of this video. It is June 2025, so let's get past 2,000 and see where I can get to by the end of this year. Also, if y'all are looking for hats, I actually just made these hats from Lower Park, which is one of my homies that I met many years ago, but it uses custom kimono that I sourced from Japan. It's one of a kind. Each one is made unique, which I sourced personally from Japan, whether they're upcycled through an old haori, which is like a kimono outerwear type fabric that was constructed, and I deconstructed it with my partner to get it made. They're really unique, they're really cool. If you want to check it out, it'll be in the link in the description box below. If there's any accessories that you want to make, let me know what they are. And thank you all for always joining me, and I'll catch you on the next one.